Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Arsenal Fan TV America, coming back to you here from the Pacific Northwest, USA. Wow, what a week already. What a week of football. What a week of soccer. Champions League football. I mean, you have so much football to watch, so many games. You can just choose one, and trust me, it will not disappoint you because all of these games are just Class A. 18 games. 9 on Tuesday. Arsenal played on Tuesday, yesterday, and 9 today just got done. It's a lot. And we're going to talk about a lot because we're going to bring you results from yesterday and today. So it's 18 games. We're going to go through and real quick tell you the results. And then we also are going to tell you the standings. We're going to show you the standings and where everyone is, right? Arsenal played yesterday, so right away we're going to also jump to the Gunners game, of course, and we have to start by your beloved Arsenal. We'll talk about who played, who didn't, who started. We'll talk about how the game went, Shakhtar Donetsk, and we'll also talk about results from yesterday as well as results from today from the Champions League. Of course, as we all know, Arsenal fans, we did not have the best of weekends after that loss to Bournemouth. And it was very unfortunate. And of course, whomever watched the game or watched our episode, we know why we lost the game or the main reason we lost that game. So yesterday's game against Shakhtar Donetsk, right away shifting to Champions League Tuesday game, you had to come back strong and you had to win it. So Arsenal did the job. Yes, they pulled a win against Shakhtar Donetsk, 1-0 to the Arsenal. So Arsenal 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 0. Let's talk about the starting 11 real quick. David Raya in the back. We saw Ben Wyatt come back. Calafiori, right back, left back. In the middle was Saliba, of course, the suspended for the next game, the Liverpool game, as we all know because of the red card. Him and Gabriel, and of course, was a great partnership as it always is. They're two solid defenders for Arsenal Football Club. In the middle, we saw Declan Rice starting with Thomas Partey and Trossard. I like that. I like those three in the middle. I thought it was a solid midfield. I thought Trossard can go and become Martin Odegaard so he can just, go around, surface around, link us, pressure us, keep us up front. And of course, behind him would sit Thomas Partey and Declan Rice. That's what I thought. But of course, the game did not go that way. And then up front, we had Gabby Jesus taking Bukayo Saka's side, the right side, because Bukayo is still injured. And on the left side, Martinelli's back. Through the middle was Kai Havertz. And that was the starting 11 for Arsenal, right? Let's go to the game real quick. Of course, the game was a Champions League game. Shakhtar is a tough team. They're a Champions League team. So Arsenal needed to perform. We came in first half. We did okay. I think we had enough movement. I think we tried to create till Martinelli from the right-hand side. He took a shot. It hit the post. It ricocheted off the goal, and Arsenal 1-0. Of course, it was an own goal, but I'd take it to Champions League game, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and that was the first half. Second half, and in the beginning of the second half, Ben White was taken out for Mikel Merino. Now you tell me Mikel Merino cannot play as a right back. He did not. Thomas Partey dropped to the right back position, and Mikel Merino took his position in the middle. Playing Thomas Partey in the right back position, I'm not sure that's your best midfielder, and he did really, really well in the first half. He was the one also going and cutting here and cutting there and getting the ball back to Arsenal. So I wouldn't play him as a right back. But, hey, it is what it is. He maybe was the best to play that position. Calafiori also went out injured, and we had Luis Kelly come in for him. So Ben White went out injured, and then we have Calafiori injured, so hopefully it's minor. Liverpool is coming up, and Luis Kelly came in. Also, Ben White was on, he was on that yellow card, and I think Mikel Arteta took him out. That's one of the reasons. But he was also carrying that hamstring injury, and we know that he was in the stands a couple of games. We saw that. So I'm not sure where we stand with Ben White. Why? Because we call him the Warrior, or the players call him the Warrior. Last year, he carried an injury for the whole season and played a knee injury. So hopefully he's okay. Liverpool is coming up again, and hopefully they both are okay. Calafiori played really, really well till that, extension of the foot that had his knee bent. It did not look good, but hopefully he's okay. Another substitute also, we saw Gabriel Jesus. That was really the most ineffective Arsenal player the whole entire game, to be honest. Same thing. Wasn't dangerous. All his passes was not the greatest. Again, Gabi Jesus still declining, not picking up. He's not going the right direction. He's going into the wrong direction. He's not getting better. That's for sure. So I don't know how Mikel Arteta is going to look at that position and see upcoming, of course, transfer window here in January. So hopefully we have someone that can take that place because we really need a number 9. So anyways, moving forward, we also saw Trossard go out for Jorginho 87th minute. And thank God, again, we all know Trossard missed a penalty. And that was not something we wanted to see. We needed that security. We needed a second goal. They looked dangerous towards the second half. But thank God we prevailed and the game was 1-0 to the Arsenal. Of course, that's 3 points. Very important, crucial. Let's go to the other games of that day yesterday, Tuesday. 9:45 a.m., we saw 2 games. We saw AC Milan in Italy taking on Club Brugge, and AC Milan were able to win that game 3-1. Christian Pulisic scored a great goal from a corner kick right inside to the goal. One shot. So what a goal that was by the American. Monaco was the second game. They played Crvena Zvezda and they won in France, Monaco's home, 5-1. Girona played, and that was the 2 earlier games. Now let's go to the rest of the day's games. Girona played Slovan Bratislava and they were able to beat them 2-0 in Spain. PSG played PSV. PSG, the French club, of course, played PSV, the club from the Netherlands. They played in France. That one was a bit strange. I didn't expect a draw. It was 1-1. I thought PSG would win this one, but they didn't. Moving forward, Storm Graz played Sporting Club Portugal, and of course Sporting with the experience beat them 2-0. Arsenal played Shakhtar, beat them 1-0 at the Emirates. Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund was the game of the day. If you haven't watched it, you have to. Borussia Dortmund was 2-0 up first half. Yep. Second half, the Ballon d'Or winner, and I think he will be the one, so you heard it here. Vinicius Jr. turned up the volume, scored a hat-trick, were able to beat them 5-2. What a comeback by Real Madrid, and what a game that was at the Bernabeu. Aston Villa in England, Aston Villa at Villa Park, they beat Bologna 2-0. Aston Villa now are the top team in all of these teams in the Champions League phase. Yes, and yes. We'll talk about that at the end also and where every club ranks, and we'll show it to you. Next, we had Juventus in Italy losing to Stuttgart. Not great for the new coach, of course. Juventus that used to coach Bologna, that just lost to Aston Villa, which is Thiago Motta. Juventus does not lose games like that, Champions League games, stage games, or phase games this year to Stuttgart. I don't think so. So that was one of these results that I thought Juventus would have won that game. And that was the Tuesday games. Let's move real quick to Wednesday games. The 2 early games on Wednesday, we saw Brest playing Bayer Leverkusen. Tied game 1-1. Atalanta played Celtic. Another tie, but 0-0. That was the 2 early games. Then the later 7 games were number 1, Salzburg played Dinamo Zagreb, lost 0-2 to Zagreb. Manchester City beat Sparta Braha 5-0. Yes, RB Leipzig, Liverpool was able to steal a goal from them. So Liverpool won that in Germany. Young Boys played Inter and won 1-0 to the Inter Milan. One good win for them. They need the points. Not looking too strong. They're looking a little stronger in Serie A than Champions League. Benfica played Feyenoord and they lost 3-1. Another strange game, strange loss. I wouldn't think that Benfica would lose at home. No, not to Feyenoord, right? Barcelona, and another good watch, beat Bayern Munich in Spain 4-1. Yes, the inexperience, and I only could say that, the inexperienced Vincent Kompany. This is his first year playing Champions League. He's playing with players like Kimmich, Grotzke, players like Gnabry, players like Davies, fastest in the world, players, I mean, Emmanuel Neuer, Leroy Sané, Jamal Musiala. I don't know. I'm going to forget somebody. Koeman, that he sat outside. There's plenty of talent. Harry Kane, of course, the guy that's scoring more goals than anybody and won the Golden Boot, or is going to win the Golden Boot, which is the amount of goals scored in Europe. He scored more than anyone else. And yet he goes and loses to the youngest team in the league, Barcelona, and the youngest since years and years. It's a very, very young and experienced team that only has Lewandowski with, but it was very interesting to see Hansi Flick, the coach, the current coach for Barcelona, going against his old team, Bayern Munich, playing a very, very, very high line. And it was, this was very strange by itself. But what was stranger, that Vincent Kompany could not penetrate that high line to save his life. I don't think he talked to his player about 1-2 through the middle. I don't think he talked to his players about sending balls across to basically a ball from the back to the front and somebody makes a run. Gnabry is very fast. He was told by his coach to take the ball and go in versus running Davies down the wing that nobody will catch. Weird tactics by Vincent Kompany. I did not think he's a strong manager. Not yet. Yeah, he was a great player, but not yet a strong manager. We saw him with Burnley last year. They tanked. They out of the Premier League. Now they went down, relegated. He went and managed the biggest, or one of the biggest clubs in Europe, the biggest in Germany, Bayern Munich. That equation did not really sound intact to me. And here is the results today. They're pretty obvious that he is out of his league, playing, that way in front of Barcelona in Spain. 4-1 the game to Barcelona, and the last game, and another surprise, Lille beating Atletico Madrid in Madrid. So wait a minute, Lille beat Real Madrid last time out, and now they beat Atletico Madrid? They did the double? Wow. Madrid is not feeling great. They're not loving Lille these times, but that's what happened. And that was all the games from today and yesterday. Results wise, let's now move to the table and see where everyone ranks, right? As we can see, Aston Villa is number 1. They have 9 points. That's, of course, this is the new form for the Champions League phase stage. That's where we at now. So Aston Villa, 3 wins. Everybody played 3. 9 points for Aston Villa. Liverpool is second. Another win for another team that won all 3 games. Liverpool, so 9 points. Then Manchester City, they only won 2. Drew 1, 7 points. Monaco is number 4, as we could see, with 7 points. Played 3. Drew 2, won 1. Same for Brest and Bayer Leverkusen, Inter Milan, and Sporting Lisbon. All these teams are already now in the qualified stage. So those teams, if it stays as is and they stay and hold their rankings, then they qualified, right? Now, second teams that will qualify with playoffs now will be Arsenal, 7 points. They're 9th. The difference between Arsenal and everyone else above them was 7 points, which is, of course, you could see it third, all the way to 9th, is just the goal differential. That's what, put Arsenal in 9th place. So Arsenal, Barcelona, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Benfica, Juventus, Lille, Feyenoord, Atlanta, Stuttgart, PSG, Celtic, Sparta, Dinamo Zagreb, Bayern, and Girona. They all are those teams that can qualify if they stay where they are, but with or through playoffs. And then we have those teams at the bottom, 25th to the 36th, Milan, Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid, PSV, Bologna, Shakhtar Donetsk, RB Leipzig, Sturm Graz, Crvena Zvezda, RB Salzburg, Young Boys, and Slovan Bratislava. They all are teams that will not qualify at this point because they have 0 points, some of them, and 1 point or 2 points, some of them. Milan is the most with 3 points. but they won't be because those are the bottom teams. So as we could see, it's 3 categories right now. Some of them are already in the qualified area, but of course this is not over. We're still going, but this is where everyone is as we speak. What a couple of days for the Champions League. Great win by Arsenal. Thank God we kept that win because we needed it after Bournemouth. Now we look forward to the Liverpool game on Sunday. Liverpool is going to play Arsenal at the Emirates. To me, that's a cup game. It's win or get out of the Premier League. If we lose to Liverpool, you're 7 points behind. I don't think so. I don't think you'll catch them, or City. So you got to win for you to get back on track. A draw is not enough. It will be okay, but of course, a loss is not acceptable. A draw is okay / not acceptable at this time if you're competing for the Premier League. Let's not have our season slip away from our hands, hopefully. And hopefully we come out in front of Liverpool and beat him. Now, you have Calafiori, Ben White, of course, in doubt. We're not sure if they're going to start or not, or come back in time or not. Martin Odegaard, the same thing. And, of course, Bukayo Saka. Now, Mikel Arteta did come out and say Bukayo Saka will not be available. But hopefully it's mind games, and hopefully Bukayo Saka can come back because he is the most, right now, the only creative Arsenal player, to be honest. Without him in front of Shakhtar, we did not look good. So hopefully Bukayo Saka comes back very, very soon. Come on, you Gunners. Let's beat Liverpool. Continue to compete with these clubs, Liverpool and Manchester City, for the Premier League. Let's do that because this is important. And let's come out. I mean, I'm not going to tell them, but they need to be motivated. They need to be very motivated because this is it. So hopefully he puts out the right starting 11. Hopefully Arteta does that. And hopefully we continue competing for these 1-2 spot at the Premier League, because again, if we go away, I don't think we're coming back. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you love the episode. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you the next episode. Bye now.